Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. In today's video, I am rolling right along with my 7-round team mock drafts. And yes, we have gotten up to team number 7, which is the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, before we get into it, a couple things I just want to mention. Number one, by the time that this video is out, I'm hoping that I will hit the 4,000 subscriber mark. And that's an incredible achievement that can't be done without you guys and all your support, whether you agree with my mocks, whether you disagree with them or any of my content. Just you being here, it means the world to me. And thank you guys so much for your continued support. Let's get to 5,000. Let's get to 10 and beyond. Next, I do want to mention that next 2 player profiles that are coming out on Friday night going into Saturday. So Friday night, technically, at 12 a.m. going into Saturday, and then Sunday at 12 a.m. going into Monday. Those 2 player profiles are going to be Devin Witherspoon and Brian Bresee. So I'm very, very excited about those 2. I hope you guys enjoy those as well. You know, the Raiders are an interesting case. I feel like there's so many different ways that they can go, but I can't help but think that taking a quarterback wouldn't make too much sense. This Raiders team seems like they're going to be in the market for a veteran quarterback, whether that be trading for Aaron Rodgers, whether that be signing Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo. I just don't think that either Jared Stidham or a rookie quarterback is going to be taking snaps under center for the Raiders next year. I just can't see it. I mean, anything is possible, but I just can't see it right now. So with the first pick that the Raiders have, I'm going to address one of their biggest needs right away, and that's the tackle position. And I'm going to go with Paris Johnson Jr. here at pick number 7. This was kind of a tough one for me. It was up in the air between Paris Johnson and Peter Skoronski. I like Skoronski a lot. He's extremely polished, and he's very versatile. You know, he's not the biggest prospect at 6'4", 315 pounds, He has a lot of viability as a guard in the NFL as well. I just don't really think that that's someone that I would be taking with this number 7 overall pick. They have one of the top 10 left tackles in football in Colton Miller. You got to bookend those guys and protect whatever quarterback you have. And this pick would make me think that they have one of those veteran quarterbacks, either Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, because you got to protect those guys, especially in their advanced age. Well, Tom Brady's like 50 years old, so you definitely have to protect him. But I am going to go with Paris Johnson Jr. here to be the new right tackle of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now that we have the offensive line done for the most part right now, I'm going to switch over to the other line. I'm going to go to the defensive line here, and I'm going to go with an edge rusher. I know that Lucas Van Ness is listed right here as a defensive lineman. That is true. He does have appeal to bounce inside with his big frame, 6'5", 270 pounds, but he just seems like a classic 4-3 edge rusher to me. He's been flying up boards recently. I mean, I saw him as low as the 4th round months ago, and I've seen him as high as the early first round in Todd McShay's 1.0 mock draft. So I think this is a really good spot for him. I think this fills a massive need. Chandler Jones was a huge disappointment last year, and Max Crosby is one of the best defensive ends in the entire league. So I think bookending him with another talent like Lucas Van Ness would be extremely beneficial to the Raiders long term. So I'm going to go with Lucas Van Ness with pick number 38. Then with pick number 70 for the Las Vegas Raiders, I'm going to go with a cornerback here. And I'm going to go with someone who's one of the most technically refined prospects in the entire cornerback draft class. And that's high praise. This is a very loaded cornerback draft class. As you guys know, I've mentioned it plenty of times before. Technically refined, coverage versatile, and a superb athlete. I'm going to go with DJ Turner out of Michigan. I think that this would be an excellent addition to the secondary of the Las Vegas Raiders. Not only that, you know, you got to go up against Patrick Mahomes 2 times. You got to go up against DJ Herbert. That's DJ Turner. You got to go up against Justin Herbert twice as well. And, you know, if Russell Wilson decides to come back from the dead, you got to go up against him 2 times as well. So getting more secondary help is an absolute necessity for this team. So I'm going to go with DJ Turner here at pick number 70. Moving on to pick number 108, and I'm going to stick with the defensive side here. I think this defense needs an entire overhaul, and you see the pick right there. It's got to be Sidney Brown for me. 5'11", closer to 6 foot maybe, 203 pounds, an extremely instinctive safety. Coverage versatile all over the place. He can guard tight ends very well. He has great ball skills as well. He's coming off of a season where he had 6 interceptions and 7 pass deflections for that Fighting Illini defense that was absolutely great this past season. Duron Harmon had a really, really good year. He is a free agent, and he's also 32, going to be 33 years old as well. So I think they move on from him and they get younger in the secondary, and Sidney Brown would be an excellent choice here in the 4th round. Next pick at number 141, you guessed it, I am staying on the defensive side, and I'm going to address the linebacker position this time. I'm going to go with Dorian Williams. I know he's a little bit further down, so this is probably going to be a bad grade due to the draft engine. I know, whatever you guys say in the comments, I don't really care about the grades over here. I like Dorian Williams a lot. He's a tackling machine. He's coming off of the season for Tulane, 131 tackles, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles. He had an extremely productive year this year, also very close to 100 tackles the year before this, and the year before that as well. Just a high motor guy. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds. He's built like a brick wall. I think this would be an excellent addition to the middle of the defense for the Las Vegas Raiders, especially since they are a little older at the position and they have a ton of free agents at the linebacker position. So beefing that up, especially here in the 5th round, is tremendous value. Then only a few picks later at pick number 144, I'm going to go with a wide receiver here. The reason why I'm going to go with a wide receiver here is I love Mac Hollins, and I love what he did this past season. 6'4", 220 pounds. He could stretch the field. He had a great year, I believe. 57 catches, 690 yards, 4 touchdowns, something around those statistics. He was a great number 2 wide receiver in the extended absence of Hunter Renfrow. I do think, though, he is going to walk in free agency with all the needs that the Raiders have. And, apparently they're cash poor. I don't really know how much money they're going to be willing to spend. They might be a little frugal this season. So I am going to go to wide receiver here to replace that. I'm going to go with Trey Palmer. He's coming off of an extremely productive year. He went over 1,000 yards, 6'1", 190 pounds. He's got really good speed on the outside, 4'4", 40-yard dash. I think this would be a great addition as maybe a number 3 wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders offense. At pick number 173 in the 5th round, I'm going to stick on the offensive side this time, and I'm going to go with a running back. And I'm going to go a little bit down this list here. I'm going to go with Tyjae Spears. He's coming off of another Tulane Green Wave player. He's coming off of an absolutely ridiculous year. I think it was like close to 1,900 yards or over 1,900 yards, like 20 touchdowns, 19 touchdowns, I believe it was. He's got great speed as well. He's a true dual threat out of the backfield. He's electric. He could really fill in that Amir Abdullah role very well, because I don't think they're going to bring him back. Zamir White was whatever. I can't really, judge him. He didn't have too many touches this year, but it was kind of clear that, Amir Abdullah was the clear-cut number 2 behind Josh Jacobs and his amazing year. Even if they bring back Josh Jacobs, I think it's probably going to be under the franchise tag. I don't think they're going to be able to work out a long-term deal with him. So even if you get 1 year and then you have Zamir White and Tyjae Spears to back him up, I think that's a fantastic 3-headed monster in the backfield for the Raiders. Then at pick number 203 in the 6th round, I'm going to go with some interior defensive line help. I really like Tyler Lacey out of Oklahoma State. Had a really, really solid year. 3 sacks, 7 quarterback hits. He's got really nice size to be a rotational defensive tackle piece. And this is a great, I don't want to say a great interior defensive line, because it's really not. They have some really great young pieces. They have Bilal Nichols. They have Neil Farrell Jr. They have some really, really interesting pieces. I think it would be wise to build upon that and get a few more rotational pieces in there, especially with Andrew Billings being a free agent. It wasn't really that productive. 1 sack this year, 19 tackles. I think they let him walk, and you got to bring in these younger guys. And I mean, there are teams that have amazing rotations, and it does wonders for them, especially in run defending as well. So I think that Lacey would be an excellent addition at this point in the draft. Pick number 213 now. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of tight end depth here. I don't really know what is going to happen with Darren Waller. I heard that he is going to be shopped around. Be that as it may, I think Foster Moreau would be able to slide in for the starting tackle position for a year. That leaves a little bit of a hole in the depth for the tight end position. I'm going to go with Will Mallory here. I really like his size at Miami. Very productive considering. I don't want to say extremely productive. He didn't have a season over 500 yards, but Miami doesn't throw the ball to the tight ends that much. He was very consistent. He was in the the mid 400s every single year for the most part. 6'5", 245 pounds, good blocking ability as well. I think it would be a steal here in the 6th round. At 221, I'm going to go with some interior offensive line depth. I know Warren McClendon is listed as a offensive tackle, 6'4", 300 pounds. That just seems like a guard or a center in the NFL, if you ask me. And the Las Vegas Raiders definitely need some interior offensive line depth, and I'm going to take Warren McClendon here at 221. With the Las Vegas Raiders' last pick at pick number 232 here in the 7th round, I'm going to go back to the defensive line yet again, and I'm going to take Jermaine Lolly. I love this guy. 6'3", 337 pounds. If you want an answer for the free agent Andrew Billings, this is your guy. This is an absolute boulder in the middle of your defensive line. And if you can get this guy in the 7th round, you got to go for it. So I'm going to go Jermaine Lolly here. And just like that, there you have it. There is my full 7-round 2023 Las Vegas Raiders mock draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Road to 5K begins now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.